Okay, so today is Halloween, but I'm gonna make my Mojave edition Jeep Gladiator scary. Now, I say that being joking, right? What I don't like about my Mojave is I put new wheels and tires on it, some black Rhino wheels, and the bumper cover just doesn't match. And what I mean by that is the plastic cover, it looks chintzy. Because it is. It doesn't add any styling that I personally like. I think it's not a bad look overall. Stock, but with the changes I'm doing to it, I don't think it's gonna work well. So I'm gonna take it off. This is a 2021 Jeep Gladiator Mojave edition. So on this plastic bumper cover is just some retaining clips that's holding it on. There's a couple screws on the bottom, but once we take that off, there's gonna be a metal bumper here. It'll be exposed. Again, I'm not really sure if that bumper has any type of coating to protect it besides this plastic piece. I would assume it does because it's not weatherproof. You know, it's not going to be completely sealed. There's not weather stripping inside of it to keep it from moisture getting on there. So I would assume that there's going to be some coating on that metal bumper. But I have seen them before, and it looks pretty darn cool. It's got some riveted bolts in there, so it makes it look like it's riveted. It's actually just bolts holding its piece together. There's 3 pieces, one here, here, and here. But we'll check all those out as soon as I take this plastic piece off. Now, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 pieces. So there's this back cover here that protects the housing of the fog light. And then, so there's like 5 retaining clips here, and then 5 on the other side. There's this little fascia here that protects it from the body, back and forth from the bumper to the body. There are 2 on top of this. Across the top of the bumper cover is 6 and 5 more over here. On the bottom now, there are, I believe, 8 7mm screws. And I believe that's it. Once we get all that off, I should be able to pull this top part up off of it, take the bumper, pull it forward and up over the hooks here, and it should be good to go. Now, I'm not sure at this point whether or not I'm going to remove the 2 sections of the bumper that are metal away from the center to make it a stubby look, or keep that on. Now, I like the idea of keep it on, because you're in a car accident, vehicle accident, Jeep accident, whatever you want to call it. This will protect the wheel housing, the entire area there, the hub. Obviously, we break this down here, it's gonna be expensive to fix. So I may keep it on, but I may just also take it off to see what it looks like and show you guys that as well. So let's get started. Okay, so like I said, the first step. Now, again, I might be out of control with my steps I'm gonna give you, but we'll correct it if I am wrong. So first step I'm taking is the license plate off. So this is going to be, at least for me, is a 10mm bolt screw. I keep saying bolts, but it's definitely a screw. So we'll take this guy off. It's nice and tight on there. We'll take it off, and then we'll go to the other side and see how the actual license plate holder mount is actually mounted. I do believe it's mounted with a couple of bolts, so we will see there. Good old Idaho, off we go. We got some, looks like torque screws, 4 of them. Let me check what size they are. Okay, so I went and found, it's a T15, so it does go in nice and snug. Twist it by hand. We'll go ahead and use the drill to get it done faster. And off it came. So as you can see, it's just 4 T15 screws. Definitely a screw. I hate when black gets all nasty like that. I really do. So another reason why it's coming off, because I hate taking care of plastic on a vehicle. So next up is your clip removal tool. I got this from the local parts store. It was like 10 bucks, not a big deal. It's better than a screwdriver because it actually hooks into it and pushes right out. You can also reverse it if necessary. In some spots pretty tight, I've done that. They make different ones, they have different capacities, they're flexible, etc. Cheap, better than a screwdriver, but not super expensive. There were some like 25 bucks. For this tool, 10 bucks is good enough for me. Okay, so I have my tool to remove these retainer clips. So as you can see, I have 35s, black Rhino Abram wheels or 17-inch wheels with 35-inch tires, mud terrain tires. They're 12.5 inches wide. As you can see, this is in the way. However, I can probably come from the top and get this clip out. I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. I've seen where some people have taken this whole bumper off, where they've turned the wheel out and in to make that work that way. So let's go ahead and just try to pull the clips off this way. Give a little snug pull. Try not to break them because we're going to try to reuse them. We don't want them broke. So as you see, there's two pieces. This top piece is the retainer that pushes in. And then this is the holder, so kind of the anchor. So you have the retainer and the anchor. So we've got to pull this top one out first, and the second one will come with it. As you can see on here, this expands here, which makes it stay inside the hole there. So I like to keep these. Factory ones are pretty good quality compared to the aftermarket. So hold on to them. In here, there's like a little rivet that's cut out for a little opening, technically not a rivet, the opening there where you put like a flathead screwdriver in. So I take this retaining tool, clip mover, pry it open just a little bit, without bending it too much, and then get the tool to slide up and underneath it. Now I don't care if I necessarily break them, but I don't want to if I don't have to. This is where I think the tire being moved might be a little bit easier coming from the backside. So what I'm doing here is pull out the whole thing, try to hold on to it, and pull this part out here. Try to separate them to get underneath it. Here we go. So slide it under. There we go, got it out. So as the first one you saw came out together, the second one came out like this. I believe this is the easiest way to do it. However, it is hard to get in this little groove to get these guys out sometimes. And they go in a certain way. There's a little notch in it. So when you try to put it back in, it's not going to go unless it's in the right spot. Nope. And there we go. So as you can hear, we have a little prop plane flying around above the house. So airport probably about 7 miles from here, south of us. That planes typically don't fly over our home. My wife said, how many times is that freaking plane gonna fly over? Hey, dawned on her, it's probably someone learning how to fly. They're interrupting us while we're trying to learn how to take out this freaking bumper cover off. Anyhow, here we go, keep going. 2 down, 3 more to go here. Come to the bottom. Now I'm being gentle. I've seen people just pull these things off and not care what happens to them. Try to save some money without breaking things. It's not necessary. So again, the hard part about this is separating these guys. And there we go, got it, pull it out. 2 more to go. So on this one, positioning of the fender filler here is kind of in the way. So I'm gonna try to wiggle it upside down as you just saw that. Pop out, come underneath the whole thing, and push it up. Oh, and down it goes. 4 out. I believe this is the last one on this side here. This is technically the driver's side. Okay, go underneath it. Now, this is where you have to learn where to put your hands. Got it. As you can see, that cover there is starting to flop. I may have to get down on the bottom, see if there's anything else it's hooked to. Looks like there might be a 6th one down there, so let's get down there and check it out. Now this is a scary part because when I say scary, we've not mall crawled these guys. We've taken them out in the dirt. And so the scary part is I would recommend that you do have some type of glasses on. Luckily I have to wear glasses, otherwise I get all kinds of crud in my eyes. Finagle this one out. This one is not being kind, nor would I expect it to be. And here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Did you see the dirt on me? But no, it should just come off. Oh, and there it goes. Talking about the dirt I'm talking about. See, it's pretty nasty. We'll just go from technically left to right, and how I'm standing right to left. So come across here, take this little, actually, this is actually, so I thought these 6 here were part of the actual top of this bumper cover. It's actually, this piece is here like an L shape. It comes this way and up. Yeah. Has 8 pieces, 8 clips that hold it on. So I will remove that because it's holding the back of this bumper on. So might as well get after it. As you see, I have the tool facing away from the grill because obviously at this angle, I have no action on it. This way hitting it as well. So like I said before, sometimes upside down is necessary. There we go. Lots of dirt. Like I said before, these guys come in and go out a certain way. Hold on. Try to get after this one here, see if I can get this guy out or not. Don't want to gouge. See, I just kind of gouged at this. Don't necessarily want to gouge that guy. It ruins the value of it if you're going to sell it or put it back on. Do your best at not destroying things. Unless you don't care. Then do whatever the heck you want. Don't like the angle that this is at. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to a small flathead screwdriver and try to get in there. Something similar to a eyeglasses repair kit flathead screwdriver. So let me get that. My nasty That's it. So when you're trying to find things and you're typically organized, but your toolbox is not, it is pretty damn frustrating. So after this project with the Jeep, this guy's gonna get organized. This guy's not organized, give you a good reason, is these are all extra little pieces that were gifted to me. So, you know, some of you guys might know what this is, a Scribe pin. Why do I have a Scribe pin when I own a Jeep? What would you think? I'll give you one guess. Defaulted piece of shit Jeep parts. 2021, 2020, both of them. The Jeep Gladiator, the sun visor. All you do this, pull it down, snap. So this tool actually, once you break it, you have to remove the entire thing. And I'll have to do a video on that as well. But when you remove the whole thing, you take a retaining clip, which I think I have in here as well. I do. These little guys, so they're push-on push nuts, right? So 5/16, there's a 5-piece. Got off Amazon. So you take this little guy, you stick it on the little male side of the windshield sun visor, I should say. I'm having a brain fart. Not sun visor.
Yeah, sun visor.
No, it is sun visor.
Yeah,
I'm struggling.
visor.
So I said sun visor. I thought it was sun visor, windshield sun visor. So my brain was having a heart attack, not knowing what the hell I was talking about. There you go for chemo brain. Anyhow, so you get this guy. Imagine a bolt coming through it, the male section of the sun visor, and this will push on. It'll get nice and snug because it's a push-on retaining clip. And then the way to keep that on there though, so it doesn't slide up and down off of it, because it's not going to stay obviously completely, you take the Scribe and you scratch around the top of that bolt, that male piece, not actually a bolt. As you do that, then you push this guy back up, the ring that you scratched will get stuck in this little groove here, and then it'll stay. So I've heard it's the most efficient, effective way to keep the damn sun visor up without breaking again. Now the dealership did warranty that, and it's been back ordered for, they say, 3 months. We're falling into fall, technically into winter now here in Idaho, and probably not going to need it much. However, there's still sun in winter, so, and with the white snow coming out, sunglasses and sun visor might be nice. So for the wifey, we're going to go into this and we'll make a video on that as well. Anyhow, back to the nasty toolbox. It'll get fixed up. I do have some caution tape. We'll probably just put that right there as well. Now I got some separation on it. Get this under here and up it goes. So there's a little tidbit of information that might be useful for you as well. However you want to get it done, but that seemed to work, and luckily I had those little tools in the toolbox. That was a hot mess. So So let's go back to this side over here. Try to, again, idea is really get this separated here. And once you do, this tool should really get under there and pull it out. And off it goes. Now, some of you might be freaking out because I'm putting these things on the fender flare that's painted. Quite frankly, I would be as well. However, they're just plastic. They're not rough. They're not going to damage the paint unless I start messing with it. I'm not planning on doing that, so I'm not too stressed out about it. I don't have a fender cover like most mechanics do. I'm not a mechanic, so I don't have one. And I don't feel like spending money on getting one. However, I suppose I can get like a t-shirt and put on there. Again, not too worried about it. If I was, I wouldn't put them up there. I would just put them on the ground. So notice I'm using this tool more upside down than anything. It seems to be ideal. Now I do see that I'm damaging this a little bit. As you can see, I was pushing against it. I'm going to take this little rubber grommet and put it down closer so it doesn't bend against this so hard. But as you see, it was digging in like this, and I'll show you on this side. As I'm in here digging, I now have this rubber grommet there, which obviously was meant for that. But if I didn't, like such, it's going to start bending that. So if you have one tool like this, I think this is best to have that little grommet there. It's obviously there for a reason. And if you can get away from not pushing against the plastic cover, it's probably best. I believe we have one left on the back side. Yep, actually it's just this one here. So let's go in here and see if I can get this guy off without using the little screwdriver. I don't think I will be able to. So back into the pocket. I love hoodies for that purpose. I think it's probably back in the day where people used to wear overalls for the same reason. You're not gonna catch me doing that though. Although I think I'll probably fill out my nickname of Big Sexy real fast if I did. Come on, guy. There we go. So definitely cautious not breaking something, as I just dropped that bad boy back there somewhere. We'll find that later. But this guy is now out. So as I show you, it sits in here like such, and pull it up and out. As you can see, we have a lot of space back here of possible debris catcher, right? And nobody likes your truck full of gunk in situations, places where it doesn't need it. So off this guy goes. I think the best advice I can give is always put these guys back into place so you don't lose them like that. Okay, we're on the last side of these clips. I believe the last thing I gotta do is take these 5 off, and then we'll have some retaining screws on the bottom, which are, again, like I said, they are 7mm screws, and I believe there's 8 of them. Nice thing is these guys come out pretty darn easy. Watch, I jinxed myself and be a pain in the ass now. It is a nice day here in southern Idaho. It's usually, well, this morning it was raining and cold. When I say cold here, it was not extremely cold. I think it was high 40s, but chilly enough that made you wear a hoodie or a sweater of some sort. And damn, that hurt. Be careful doing this. And looks like we got one left on this side and one on the bottom. And we'll go onto the bottom here so you can see what it looks like from the bottom side here in a second. Camera adjust here. So we have this guy right here. It's the last one. As you can see, actually you can't see, so there's these guys here, this one, and this one, and that one, and these guys up here. As I mentioned before, really want to be careful about dirt getting in your face. I don't know about you, but I have no clue what kind of dirt nastiness is inside the mud. We live in cow country, even though you expect Idaho to be potatoes. There are those, but we have a lot of dairy stuff, so get some nasty dairy shit in your face is what could happen. Not a big deal, I suppose, but I prefer not to have it. Off it goes. So did the dirt. Next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these screws, like I said, 7mm, so we'll do that next. So again, it's a 7mm. Instead of using a ratchet, I just went ahead and grabbed the drill and the attachment. So I'm not going to take them all straight across this way, otherwise it might fall on me. So I'm going to be wise and go through a couple of them and make sure I know where it's going to loosen up at. Looks like it's not going to fall, obviously, because it's hooked up on top. So just taking them all off in a row. I can now see there's some flexibility of it coming off. Just keep checking it out. So, I don't think I was 100% correct. I think there's more to this because loose. I just pull it off. Doesn't feel like, I feel like there's something else over here. So
There's something right here.
I need to climb back here again. There still looks like some bolts here. So, which makes sense. It wasn't just going to slide off. So we'll look at it and check it out. I'll let you know here. On this side. So it looks like I actually have more 7mm screws. 1, 2, 3, 4 that I can see from here. So I'm going to turn this tire away from here so I can get in there. So I think that's what I need to do. We're going to get after it. And some retaining clips, looks like, down here. All right, let's get these guys off here. It's always good to have a wife who's handy and helpful. Now, obviously I can't reach this one here with the drill, so use the ratchet. So I'm gonna try to play with this, see how tight it is now. Still feels like there's something here. Looks like there's one right here. So what I'm doing is holding the front side, pushing on it. It seemed like it was just getting stuck in limbo trying to come out. So this is helping. How many was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so, looks like, maybe 6. So as you can see, I turned the wheel on the driver's side to open up the space there. Obviously I have just a few inches here to get in there, so I'm going to turn the tire opposite way now, and then we'll get back after this one. So we'll start on the one that couldn't reach with the drill, so start here. catch there. All right, I think I can get the rest with the drill, which makes this much faster. So now I'm getting impatient. I want to see what it looks like underneath there, because I'm not seeing that's actually going to be a steel bumper like I've seen on others. Alright guys, it looks like it's coming loose now. So I think I got everything that's holding it down removed. We'll find out here shortly. And it was 6 over here on this side to remove that. Moment of truth, I suppose. Gosh, I'm worried that it's not gonna look the way I want it to. So let's see. Pull. Pull. Let me verify what's holding on to it. There's a bolt here. A screw, I should say. All right, so looks like another 10 millimeter. So, right here. Or 1.5 inches from the indentation on the bumper is where this guy is at. You will find out real fast, like I did, where it's at. Unless you're just being an idiot, you're gonna rip it off like a Hercules. Such a small space to get your fat hand in there. But here it comes. All right, what else am I stuck to? Looks like nothing, so. And let's see what's underneath this bad boy. Definitely hanging on to something over here. Not exactly sure what. I gotta tell you, it looks like I have a plastic bumper, guys. Pretty sure I have a plastic bumper. It's a pain in the ass.
And this concludes how to take your bumper off.
There is something connecting it here. You can see it pulling on it, so I'm gonna be careful of putting it back.
It's 2 more screws.
Go there. Yes, I can feel one there.
There's 2 of them.
Okay. You know, quite frankly, everyone says, just take the cover off. You haven't built a bumper under there. You a steely. And all the other phrases people call them. Guys, I'm not a Jeep person. This is my first Jeep. No clue what the hell I'm doing or what I'm looking at. But we're figuring it out, aren't we? I might have wasted 30 minutes of my life doing this. But look at, it's not a waste, because now I know that I have to buy a damn bumper. Because most of these, I have seen anyways, have a steel bumper that, like I said earlier, you can remove the end sections. And it has a place for a winch here. Shit, maybe I got the fully loaded one that has a plastic bumper. That's what it seems like anyways. Look, you have the most expensive Mojave that they make. Wonderful, I have everything. But a damn steel bumper looks like. And maybe I'm just being ignorant. They don't come with steel bumpers, I don't know. That could be the case. And I'm okay with that. Just not what I expected. Let's verify what we actually have. Woohoo, it's a plastic bumper. I am irritated 100% because this is not at all what I thought this would be. but maybe I'm lying. Maybe this piece comes off too. It's a steel. It's definitely plastic. So let's see what else is under there.
It doesn't have enough room to have steel. Oh wait, here. It's right here.
It doesn't look like it's the fancy steel one though. So it's definitely a metal bumper frame, meaning it's a shell of a steel piece, which obviously makes sense. As a bumper, it needs to be strong. I'll post a picture here next to see what I thought it would be. This is not. I don't believe I'm gonna go to the next step because I'll have to replace all this wiring that's already mounted in for the fog lights, which I don't have a big problem with. But if you look over here, you can see what type of bumper it's under there. It's just a little shell of a metal bumper, which I now know.
Which it's not even a mustache. It's just like a prepubescent mustache.
That's correct. That's correct. So disappointing for sure. But again, we don't know what we have until we look. Disappointing for sure. I thought I wasn't gonna have to spend any money on a bumper. I thought I was gonna be Mr. MacGyver and get a nice bumper. Yeah, disappointed. Maybe it's the fog lights that caused this bumper. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. I will do another video once I do find out. But here we have a nice assortment of plastic that needs to go back on. Hopefully it goes back on faster than it came off. I hope so. It is Halloween. It's 3:30, and I do see kids down the street already in costumes. So I might have Frankenstein Gladiator here for the rest of the day and leave it off like this. I don't know. Might have to put it back on because today is a good day and it looks like it's gonna rain the next 4 days. So shit, this sucks. I'll show you what it looks like put back together. So I'm uncertain whether or not Jeep got this right. I did some research, and although my bumper is all plastic, as you can see, there's a small piece of thin metal behind all that plastic that is effectively the actual steel bumper. But it's not the bumper that I keep seeing everywhere. I'm not talking about aftermarket, I'm talking about OEM steel bumpers. Now, a lot of you might be seeing this and laughing your ass off, going, yeah, no shit, dude. I'm laughing at myself because I should have done a little bit more research, obviously. I saw a couple videos of people showing how they took the plastic cover off and the steel bumper was there, and how they could take the two end caps off so it makes it a stubby. I was like, legit, I'm gonna do that. So I did, right? And I have this plastic one. But Jeep didn't get this right. And I even hear on the reviews for the steel bumpers that are OEM for Jeep Gladiators, and also the Wranglers, that they're chintzy little pieces of metal that even if you over tighten the screws, it bends. So obviously you don't want that either. Looking cool and functional, obviously is what Jeep doesn't do very well. So in some aspects, let's give them some credit here. But so now, if you want a OEM steel bumper, you have to order one. I believe it's like $1,000. Then if you want the skid plate that goes with it or matches it, that's another $250. So you're looking about, you know, $1,250, $1,300 for an OEM steel bumper that is chintzy. Or you can go get a nice aftermarket steel bumper that has a winch plate, looks cool as hell, and is functional to be a push bar type of bumper, or brush guard, or just look cool as hell, with the benefit of saving your ass in a car accident. So I'm not really sure how I feel about all this. We obviously have a chintzy little piece of crap Honda driving down the street. I hate the way those things sound. Yeah, anyways, probably need to put orange or lemon in the back of the tailpipe. Don't do that. Anyways, I guess what I'm saying is I'm disappointed with the bumper. However, I realize that people actually pay extra to have these, they call it Rubicon bumpers. Even though I have a Mojave, I guess the name of it is Rubicon bumper. Again, don't take my word for it. I'm not a Jeep guy, just a normal dude trying to make my Jeep cool. But we'll put it back together, and I will save my money to get a bumper that I will be happy with, which is, actually I'm happy about that, because I'll show you on this bumper is, I'm not too fancy about how this bumper comes over and covers here. There's a nice gap there. I'm okay with that. I do like the aftermarket ones that come with the body line, that come up and come into this spot here. So it's about an inch, inch and a half, 2 inches, that come around and mold right nice and tight to this, leaving the wheel still exposed for the look of a stubby, but still not just chopped off right here. So you have a curve and then a nice square rectangle of a bumper, squared off rectangle of a bumper. So that type of stubby I don't like. I definitely like the ones that curve up with the body flow. So that's probably the one that I would look for. I'm not too fancy about the ones that, or the OEM ones that have the little bolts that's sticking out. I always thought that was kind of annoying looking, and when the vehicle's pretty smooth looking overall, even though if it's beefy. So looks like I'll be going that way, and I think we'll get like some type of push bar on it as well. Something to protect the grill, the engine, the radiator. We do live in the country where there's wild animals, mostly deers, that will be hit on the roadway. So let's protect the investment, because we know damn well they're not cheap. So I don't know if you've ever bought a Mojave that's fully loaded, you spent quite a bit of money. So on it goes, back on here. At least now I know where everything goes instead of guessing. Hopefully I taught you all how to get to your damn wiring, because that's how you do it. It's not how you get to a steel bumper. Obviously, if you want to change these guys out, pull this back off, and they're right here. It's just an attachment to the actual steel bumper there. So you just pull this piece off. There's some screws to pull this guy off. It's just the back side of the bumper, a plastic cover. So I am disappointed that I don't have a nice factory steel bumper underneath the plastic cover, like it's rumored on the internet. So I will enjoy myself putting this back together. Sorry I wasted your time, but I will change the title of this. Don't take off your plastic cover unless you know damn well you have an OEM steel bumper. Just save yourself a heartache. Anyways, how do you find that out? Look on the backside, I suppose. When I looked on the backside, I saw this. I could not tell whether or not it was fully just a shell like this one is, or if it was the actual bumper. And here's that damn airplane again. So freaking annoying. I was flying directly over the house.
Seriously.
So we will wait for this jackass to keep flying. Rich people. You know, like price of fuel nowadays? Jeez, what's the fuel cost for an airplane? More than the $4 a gallon that we have here in Idaho. I guarantee that. Anyways, I'm talking about rich people. Yeah. It's not like we're poor, so. Anyways, guys, I'll put it back together, and thanks for watching this. You can scrub through it, obviously. Don't waste your time watching the whole thing unless you want to know how to take the plastic cover off of a damn factory plastic bumper. But I will go through things that, little modifications, a little bit of maintenance. I will do that on the 2021 Jeep Gladiator Mojave. It's been fun. Spent some time with my wife as she's recording this, and she's laughing at me because I don't have what I thought I had. Don't go there. I guess the next thing I'll probably end up doing is getting the insert here. I do want to get the blacked out American flag, probably with the blue line here in the center, to support the law enforcement and the patriot that we are here. So that's probably next. I don't like these little patterns of this insert. I know they come out, so if I get that insert put in, if I do get one, I'll probably just take this whole honeycomb type thing out. It's not the look that I like, but I do like the grill. The wife did go to an Anger grill, if you want to check that out here on her Rubicon. So I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's the Vadar grill that she has. And it's pretty mean looking. It's not as corny as some of the other ones that I've seen. I do like it. I think if I went something like that, I would do a painted grill, because mine's painted. What I think I'll probably do is paint all this the same color as the body of the rig around. Do this nice and black, but paint this all. Again, remove all this honeycomb and put the insert in there. I do understand that some people have a concern about airflow coming here and keeping it cool. We have not had an issue with that. We've had some temperatures in the 90s driving this. So I'm not too concerned about it, but if we are, we got the OEM to put back on. Well guys, we will go ahead and put this back together, and we will speed it up for you so you don't have to waste your life on this.